Hello everybody and welcome to week 1 of the PS4 Blood Bowl 2 Twitch Race War. I am your host Durin, and this week the matchup this week's week 1 matchup is Lizardmen versus Bretonians, and coaches are PS Flea. Say hello.
Yep.
Alright, that was a rousing hello from PS Flea. And his UK opponent, the coach of the Brets, is Jonah. Say hello. Alright. So we got two fresh teams out of the gate. Rob says it's the Chaos League I played. Well, all Chaos teams would get a little boring for me, but the point of this tournament basically is we're going pure race versus race. So there's a human representative, and it is the Bretonians, because that's what Jonah wanted to play, and there's an elf representative, and I chose the Dark Elves. And all the other races are representative. There are a few caveats, of course, like an ogre is not a human, so a human team could not have an ogre if you took that one, but he didn't, so it's kind of a non-issue. And if I played Wood Elves, I couldn't, per se, take the Tree Man. The Orcs, you won't see any Trolls or Goblins, because those are not Orcs. And skills, there's no cross skills, no doubles. And as you just saw, there's no kickoff events. So we're taking as much RNG out of the game as we can, and we're just straight up race-on-race action. Yeah, a lot of people don't know there's no kickoff events.
I did not.
Probably one of the things I forgot to mention. This is my first time trying to run a league, so it's kind of an experiment unto itself, I guess. Dauntless fail. Here we go. The ones are rolling out early, but block reigns supreme. Oh, and he used a reroll on that as well. There's a Dauntless. Did you name all of your guys, Jonah, or are they just generated?
Oh, no.
Okay, because I was going to ask you for help pronouncing the names, because, man. Gunther the Blonde. Okay, I got that. We'll call him Blondie. That's easy. Now, there's no cheerleaders or nothing, Doug. There were two fresh teams, so nobody had any inducements. But the Blitzer push. Oh, and I'm going to say that's Nash done. Or Janash done. Isn't a GH pronounced like an N? Nash done? I don't know. I could be wrong.
Which one? Is it mine? There's
yeah,
Gashbone and then
Oh, that's a B. Okay, Gashbone. Alright.
yeah.
I'll throw out some tips and stuff if I can help too. You probably should have had a couple of your blitzers back to handle the ball.
Yeah, I didn't
Your peasants are garbage, right? Or your linemen. Everybody calls them peasants in the know, but they're linemen, I guess, technically in the game. They're disposable players. You shouldn't give one single fuck about your linemen. You'll be buying plenty of them. And even your blockers, to a certain extent, are disposable as well, although they're the only ones with strength access, so they're going to be the ones you want to turn into like a killer, like a Mighty Blow, Pile-On type situation. Like if you roll double... Oh, you can't roll doubles. I was about to say. See, I'm still trying to get used to the mentality as well. I can't take cross skills, so they're your only strength pieces. So you're going to want Mighty Blow and Guard probably right out of the gate on your blockers, since they're the only ones who can have it. And I would suggest the first peasant who levels up is your kicker, if you're going to run with a kicker. If you don't want a kicker, then maybe he's a fouler. Maybe make him a dirty player. The blitzers are the tough ones, though. The only category they're not going to have access to is strength. 1 and 9. Punished. So, good news for Jonah and the Brets. The Lizards have no more rerolls.
Yep.
So now the 1 and 9 is really painful. And for those wondering, the 1 and 9 is when you throw a block and you don't have block. There's a 1 in 9 chance you just fail. So. No, they're not the only team to get a big guy because, like I said, Skaven can have a big guy because the Rat Ogre is half rat, so that's allowed.
The dwarfs get their roller.
The dwarves can have their death roller if they want it. Because it's a dwarf that's running it, so... And there's only the one elf team who has it, and it's a tree, and you probably wouldn't want to play a tree anyway if you were really trying to win, so... You're not really losing
I like
anything.
The tree.
I like the tree too, but the tree is fun. But if you're like seriously trying to play, then you probably don't have a tree. Especially out of the gate, because if you take the tree, then you can't afford both war dancers, so...
Right.
And because it is racially pure with no cross skills, none of those skinks are ever going to have block. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Because block is a cross skill.
Not happy about that.
But stat ups are still welcome. If you get an agility up, a strength up, an armor up, or a movement up, you can put those on your players. Yeah, and the Skaven can have the Rat Ogre. Oh, although I think it's Hector Noir is the coach of the Skaven team. He chose not to take a Rat Ogre, I don't think.
Ooh, with no mutations, I think I would have wanted that to start out with.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's not going to be able to go for the typical Claw Storm Vermin, which most people try and get, because he can't take mutations, so... But he can take Mighty Blow. And guard on them, which is probably what he would do. Again, strength access very limited on Skaven, just the Storm Vermin and the big guy. So yeah, maybe he did want a Rat Ogre. Who knows? Oh, re-rolled. And failed. Skaven have a hard time, or no, Skaven. Skinks have a hard time picking up the ball though. And you do have a tackle zone on it.
They aren't the greatest.
Yeah, Goblins are a team, but we don't have them on the consoles yet. Or nobody has them in Blood Bowl 2, what am I saying? Yeah. There hasn't been any really talk out of Cyanide about, or Games Workshop, whichever one it is. Games Workshop is the one that was actually, like, make the game, right? So, there hasn't been any, like, suspicion or news that maybe Goblins are on the table. Like, I've heard Kamari or whatever might come out after the 4 teams, but... Everybody knows Nurgle's next, and I'm kind of interested to see the Beast of Nurgle myself. Because people argue it's the best big guy in the game, so... Even though it has really stupid. Uh-oh. Our first armor break. Not surprisingly, it's a peasant. He faked him out for a second. He said, no, you didn't hit me. Oh, yeah, you did. Delayed reaction on the hit. Both teams running an Apo. Okay, that's... I was wondering why the Lizardmen didn't have 2 rerolls. You chose to go with an Apo for your first game instead.
Yes, I did.
Pogo Power. Yeah, I hear the goblins are a lot of fun. They're super heavy RNG though. So much can go wrong with them. Like I saw a video on YouTube once with the Goblin Bomber or whatever, the guy who throws bombs, and he was hurting his own team more than he was the other team. It was kind of funny. That is a both down. But yeah. Surprisingly, a peasant hit a skink and nobody got hurt, so that's just odd. So he's going to take a run at this source here.
Don't do it.
The mean son of a bitch might be getting lit up here. No, we're down by the ball again. Interesting play. I'm not sure what the... I guess if he had knocked him down... He's the last person you want to pick the ball up with, though. 2 agility. We'll just call him that blocker by the ball. Probably a little easier for people to grasp than his, whatever the hell that name is. F to G. Yeah, because he's only got 50-50 on the pickup. You both burned your rerolls pretty quick. So this could be a pretty funny first half.
Falkeys, the grand set. Uh-oh.
Okay, here we go.
Nice.
He is okay. Yeah, I'd give you some tips on how to level those Crusaders or Blitzers, but man, you can go so many different directions with them. Now that they have agility access as well. I guess if you're just not sure, you put agility, or you put dodge on one. Maybe you want sure hands on your first one, so you have a reliable ball carrier. That's something these Lizardmen are not going to have, because skinks don't have general skill access, so... I'm sure you're hoping for an agility up on one of your skinks.
Oh yeah, well, I'm going to need something.
That's going to be your best way to handle the ball. Or you're just going to have to keep investing in rerolls.
Running away!
Wow. Getting some clutch dodges.
I was not expecting them all to make a retreat like that.
Both down? No balls? Both down? Maybe?
Man, if it would have been me, I would have gotten my own character killed. That's the way it always goes.
Well, he's got a slight advantage in that situation. They both have 7 armor, but of course the skink has stunty, so he's more prone to injure. So that's the only upside. But again, a skink and a peasant get in a fight and nobody hurts themselves. It's just odd. Third time's the charm. I bet they both die. If we're lucky enough to see it again. Yeah, I'm doing my best to not give you guys tactical hints and tips. Try and let it unfold. Yeah, well, you're on your own there. That's what I'm trying to say. Your source for level ups, though, those are easy. The first couple have to take block. Have to. You just need block on that team too bad. Too much.
Yeah, definitely do.
Like, even if you get, like, say you level a source in this game and you get a strength up, I would pass it up and take block. Instead of a 5-strength source and still have no block on your team. I know it'd be hard to do, but it probably makes more sense. Especially given the format, we're only going to play 7 games, so... And you know, at some point, you've got to play dwarves and Norse. So, oh, actually, no, you don't have to play Norse. Norse are humans, and they're not being represented.
No, Norse are gone.
But you still have to play dwarves at some point. That's pretty much what made me decide that I was taking the 4 blitzers on my Dark Elf team. Instead of some weird build. I just made sure I had all my block pieces out of the gate. Yeah, you gotta get some block pieces on your Lizardmen team, as Ennis Taki is saying in the chat. There's like no way around it. You've got to get some block on that team. Like at least the first 2, I would say. Maybe the 3rd one you could start thinking about other things, but oh,
I didn't go like I wanted it, but all right.
Wow. Still a turnover.
On my last move. I didn't think I was going to get out of there anyways.
Well, that's right. Always try the crazy shit on the last play. The stuff you're okay with failing, do that at the end.
That's right.
Like a popular play will be for people to, if they're being pinned on the sideline by a down guy and you want to get up and try and dodge out, you do that at the end, because you're not going to re-roll that shit. I don't know, I'm curious. He's got a few different options here. That Saurus in the middle, though, is kind of key. I bet you're happy he's there.
That's why I put him there.
He's
I
doing.
I had to get a guy up there.
He's doing a little bit of work. Actually, yeah, you're deep in his zone. Now that I realize which way I'm looking at the field, yeah, he's got to get into the ball carrier. He's got to try something. Or he's down 1-0 pretty...
It's mostly skink, so he doesn't have a whole lot of work, but...
Well, with no rerolls, everything's a challenge, right? So...
Right.
He does get his 2 die, so we'll see. He does get him. Oh, does he ever?
Shit. Come on, badly. Okay, good. That's fine.
So no Apo. Okay, not going to bring him back for the game.
No.
I guess it is just a skink, so...
Yeah, and it's not a permanent injury. I'm not going to risk that so early.
Lizardmen tend to run at reduced numbers at some point in the game, because you just start losing skinks.
Yes!
Oh, big fat skull. Into... Is that Bunny? Or Denny? Oh, Denny. Oh. Big stun. Denny doesn't get loose, though, on the play. Which is kind of... Still covered by that peasant. Oh, it's another KO. More removal. Just not the permanent kind, but... And he's going for it? No. Covering it. Covering it. What is the play, though? If you go for it, do you just score this turn all in one turn, or...?
Yeah, I think so.
Because there is the thought to consider that it is not your half either. It's the Bretonnian's half. So if by some miracle you could stall the entire half, he'd only get 1 shot at his KOs. But that's like a little... You've got 4 turns to stall. I don't know if you'd want to do that.
Yeah, that many people so close together, I don't think I could do it.
You could do a lap around the field, maybe. That would stall enough time. See, this is where not having block sucks, because it's like, well, they're 2 dies, but then you're thinking there's that 1 in 9 possibility that your turn ends. Yeah, that's another good point, NS Talkie Serena. There's not a whole lot of source protection for the skinks right now, so gets the push and the blitz. Brings in a little protection.
Damn.
Yeah, it's still a 1 die. You're not getting 2. Oh, and a 1.
Oh, I know.
Oh, so you guys are a little ahead of the feed I'm watching then.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I'm just watching the Cabal vision, so I guess it's a little behind actual time. Yeah, you want SPP. Absolutely, Doug. When you're starting out a team, you shouldn't be picky. Just put SPP wherever you can. Unless you've got like some ridiculous numbers advantage or you're just doing wow. You've got a mark on the ball. They're going to open a new peasant hospital. By the time this is over, ooh, are you sure it's not going to be a skink hospital? That's 2. Now you gotta start thinking.
Yeah, that's 2 out for the rest of the game if I don't use it, but that's...
How many do you have? I didn't even notice. You had 5,
Skinks,
right?
5, I think.
Yeah, it's 5 if you take a croc, 6 if you don't. Oh wait, no, you didn't take that many source, did you? Oh, no. Okay. You didn't take the 6 source. Oh, that's... wow, that's unusual. That's different. Typically, it's 6 source and 5 skinks, or 6 source crocs and 4 skinks. Those are the 2 typical builds for Lizardmen.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there you go.
Oh, going crocs hunting. He catches one. Doug's saying his money's already on the Slytherin. So I guess that would mean the snakes.
Normally I'd agree, but 2 down already, I don't know.
Yeah, and his talk is saying definitely keep the apple for a source, but I don't think you can afford to lose many more skinks. Maybe 1 more. Depends
I really
on how
can't.
Depends on how comfortable you are playing Lizardmen, right? Like, if you're comfortable, you could probably lose 1 more.
I'm pretty comfortable with them. I think 1 more would be my limit, and I'd think pretty hard on that one.
Well, unless the game made it easy and it was a miss next game. You're not using an apple in a miss next game.
No. That's why it's hard to take it on the badly hurt, too.
Well, those are the ones you want to use it on.
coming back from it.
That's what a lot of the tryhards would tell you. You know, always use your apples on your badly hurt players. But these are new teams, so the situation's a little different. It's not like it's a level 3 skink with agility and sure feet, and you're like, oh, I could really use him. No, these are fresh players, folks. So the cheap ones, you gotta let go. So I think it's pretty clear what the play is. For those watching, it's going to be this guy. And he's going to run over here and try and clear the ball. I won't say his name. I'll keep that a mystery to the coaches.
Oh my god! I don't believe I did that. Wow.
So
I completely clicked on the wrong dude.
What Flea did there is we like to call a misclick.
Yeah.
As I just showed the people in the chat, he was supposed to click on the guy above him and blitz, but no, he clicked on the guy in the tackle zone and then attempted to blitz.
Yeah.
And Nuffle decided to punish him with a stun.
And it was a well-deserved one too. Unbelievable.
So if the Brets can recover, They've
Oh, they
actually
should be able
got
to.
half a chance to score. Well, with no rerolls, right? We're free balling here, right?
Right.
If they fail,
3
it's gonna.
rounds. I think he's got a good chance of getting that ball and getting down there.
Well, that's just it. He's got to get down the field too. It's probably not the guy who gets the ball who scores, right? So
Push it into the ball. Ah.
he needs a receiver probably at some point. Not right now. Now I'd say the priority is probably the ball, but the Crocs is going to be key here because with that nice big tail, going to be a lot harder to dodge out and get down the field. He does recover. But now what? Do we start the potato chant? Do we go to PEI and just roll them out? For those who are not familiar, I'm from Canada, and PEI is where we grow all of our potatoes. It's a very famous spot for potato growing. So it's like 80% of their agriculture is potatoes or something. It's ridiculous. But they're good little spuds, so.
I'm gonna say, man, if he got another dodge, these are as dodgy as elves.
I think he had... One of these guys has to have a 1 die on the Crocs with their Dauntless. That might have been the play. If this guy had it, because then if he could have cleared the Crocs with a knockdown, then this could have been the receiver. And then the peasant could have hopped over here to cover this guy. And then all your Saurus are still covered that can affect you. And you've got your receiver and your passer. So now, again, another easy play. Probably easier than the last one, because there's nobody to misclick on and trip on. So
Yeah, thank you.
I think the blitz is going to work this time. So we're just trying to dodge a 1 and 9.
But of course. Nice.
And it's the 1 and 9.
Yeah, I think that's gonna seal him scoring this round.
He needs GFIs if he's going to make it there with either guy now. So it doesn't seal anything.
Well, yeah, I guess 2 rounds, that is a stretch.
So there, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, he needs no GFIs. He can get in there clean. I forgot, they have 7 movement, not 6.
Oh yeah, you're right. I didn't think about that.
So he's completely safe. Yeah, Doug's saying he would have just covered the ball carrier as opposed to blitzing him, which may have been the move. Now, actually, you still could have done that and done your blitz with this skink right here, probably, right? This guy could have ran out to put a body on the ball carrier, and then you still could have attempted your blitz with relative safety.
I thought about that, but I wasn't confident in my dodging.
Well, you do have dodge, so...
Yeah. I also have a passing chaos team.
Yeah, and how'd that work out?
Hey, I had fun.
Well, that's the point, right?
Hey.
To have fun.
And I came in 10th overall. That's not bad out of the number of players that were there.
10th out of what? How many was there? 32, okay, yeah. And you got a playoff berth because of 2 no-shows.
Right, oh my god, no.
Oh! This may be the Apo.
Yeah, it does.
Oh. You could actually let that go. He's not crucial to scoring, but... he does come back in the game for sure. So there it is. We see the Apo.
Damn.
Definitely the most expensive
that-
piece of real estate on the Lizard team.
I think that pretty much seals his scoring this round. I don't think I can put up enough of a fight to get people down there to him.
Oh no, he's scoring. That's
Yeah.
we're not even talking about that anymore. He's scoring.
I am. I'm still looking for ways to stop him.
If you thought your Crocs was going to dodge out and get a blitz with 2 GFIs, you're nuts.
I did. And then there's this.
Oh! Was that the,
My skinks.
Oh, that was the single skull. It wasn't the doubles. Alright. So the touchdown is certain at this point. So what do you do with your turn?
Pray.
I know what I would do, but now I'm going to have to wait. So he's down 2. He's got 9 players for the next half, maybe. On the plus side though, you might be 9 versus 9 if those KOs don't get up. So no, you can foul the shit out of each other, Doug. There's no foul rule. Do what you want with fouls. If your race favors fouling, if your race is favored to fouling, then go ahead, foul the shit out of them. Like Brets, I would say Brets are a fouling team because you can extend your bench with peasants and then just foul with your peasants, right? Not so much right now because it's a fresh team, but if you went that route, you could build up your bench. You see that with the undead team, you just add skeletons to foul people because they don't add much to your team value. The reason why you probably don't see it much on Skaven is because they usually can't field a full team to have players to foul with, but they still do it in certain situations. Alright, so now that it's over, now that you can't do it, I'll tell you what you should have done, maybe. Is you had this source down here, that block you just threw.
Fuck.
You should have brought these skinks down and give them a triple die. A much safer block. That was a both down.
Yes, it was.
So you either both go down in a heap, or you both go down safely. It's your choice. He chooses the heap for the turnover. Probably should have wrestled because you're looking at 8 armor versus 9. You're the one on short end of that stick in theory, but
Yeah,
you actually he actually had the better roll. He rolled an 8 and he needed a 10, and you only rolled a 3 and you needed a 9. So
Yes.
but that is a touchdown by the blonde. Pretty beautiful. Hello, ladies. We appreciate your work in the rear, and we'll move on now. So
I liked in the first Blood Bowl where they had customized cheerleaders.
I don't understand why they don't do that. See, here's the thing about the
I don't
cheerleaders,
either.
and I've said before in past streams or whatever, but it's been a while, so I'll say it again. It'd be very, very easy, I would think, to customize the cheerleaders' outfits to match the team colors as well, like whatever you chose when you made the team. I think that'd be a very simple, easy thing to do and make the cheerleaders a little more distinctive. Doug still believes in you, Flea. Still believes.
I believe in me too. That doesn't always work out, but I do.
Well, when you've got a skink, you've got hope.
Why are you putting all your guys at the back there? What's happening?
Because he wants some players for the next half. Well,
I don't know. I haven't been doing too good on my armor breaks, so.
well, if you finesse this right, you can get plenty of blocks in on these peasants, even with fend. You just got to hit them from the right angles. Or you could go... Nah, you can't really do a one-turn against fend, can you? It's tough to do a one-turn touchdown.
Oh no, I would need some extra movement. I couldn't make it.
No, the skinks have 8 movement. That's fine. But I just mean to like throw the blocks correctly with the fend, because fend's gonna fuck you up. Well, that was his best chance at injuring you, and it didn't work, so... He only needed a 7 and rolled a 3. Oh. Dodged 2 bullets. All 3. Well, if he didn't have 2 injured skinks, I'd say a foul for sure. But now I wouldn't know. Flea's just weighing the risks. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this. Yeah, he wins. You lose a source, he wins.
Yeah, probably.
Even if you kill his peasant, if your source gets called off, he wins. Like, you can't give up a source.
I can.
And KO stays down, so there is that at least.
Eh. I was gonna try for a pass first, but their pickup's so bad.
Well, no, they've got a minus to, what is it, pass or catch one of them. Because of stunty, right? So.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, they get a -1 to any pass roll, so. So, Flea gambles and loses. Yep. So what are you thinking now, Flea? Are you thinking go for the win, or are you thinking tie? What's your mentality going forward?
Down 2 skinks and a saurus. I think I would be pretty lucky to pull a tie off at this point.
Yeah, and Istaki is correct. Their pickup is better than their pass. Yeah, 67 on a pickup, 50 on a pass. In best case scenarios. Now, watch you start the rain. Let's really turn this game into a shit show. Everybody's got 50-50 on the ball. And just for both coaches, I would caution you to be a little more selective with your reroll choices in this half.
Well, you know, a first turn failed block is a pretty big one to skip a reroll on. That eliminates an entire turn for you.
Right, so what I would suggest to that is look at your moves first before you throw any blocks. Like, just try and be a little more careful. Especially you, yeah, you've only got 1, so... 1 is rough. Jonah's got a little more leeway, but 2 is still not fantastic. He's still got to be pretty disciplined with 2, but he does have block on wrestle on his side, so he's got a lot more leeway.
Nice.
And in response to that, like, using your rerolls on the pickup, too. Like, think about your pickup. Like, try and protect your ball so if you fail your pickup, you don't have to burn that reroll. Like, the ball's still going to be safe. Consider stuff like that. How do you do that? I don't know. What was your... How much did you have left over on your team, PS Flea?
10,000. I could have gotten a cheerleader or something, but I didn't.
Right, but how did, like, Ennis Talkie's asking, and I'm kind of curious now that I'm thinking about it myself, how did you only have 5 swords, a croc, 5 skinks, and not have more money left over than 10 grand to buy only 1 reroll?
I don't know. Hey, I just buy the things at the price they tell me.
Like, what do skinks cost? Are skinks 60? I think they're 60.
I think they're 50 or 60. I think they're 60.
Yeah. Oh, the apothecary, that's it. That's what, Taki, that's what you're missing, the Apo for 50. If he doesn't buy the Apo, he could easily get another source instead of another skink. He wanted to go with the Apo. And we'll see if that pays off, if using it on the Crocs, and the Crocs coming back does anything for him. He did get a clean pickup, though, so that's like a huge win right there in of itself. And Flea and Jonah will keep you entertained for a minute as I go do something and turn my mic off. So take it away.
Am I supposed to juggle?
No idea. I'm doing a dance.
Shoot. Of course. Oh my god, I did not mean to use a reroll on that. Wow. Let's just screw the entire matchup. You know, worse than I already have. Oh my gosh. At least he's not dead.
That was a bit preferable.
Oh boy.
Right. Stay alive.
Very entertaining silence, guys. I really enjoyed listening to nothing.
Yep. I, I was way too busy being stunned by my own mistake.
I saw that. You burned your reroll on turn 1 again.
Yeah.
You probably could have gotten away with not using it. Yeah.
I wasn't trying to use it. I didn't want to.
It's habit.
Completely wasn't thinking and just hit the button.
No, I get it. I did it a lot when I was playing early on too. You get in a habit of just, oh, I failed. I must hit the reroll button. No, there are certain fails you just have to accept.
Yep, and that was the plan. I was just gonna take I think it was both down because it was my last play of the turn anyway. And I don't know what happened. I just hit that reroll button and realized immediately what I did.
Hmm. The hardest one for me is when I see the double skulls. It's still programmed in my brain to just hit the reroll button when I see 2 skulls.
Yeah.
Even if that's a terrible idea, do it anyway. I think this shifts the balance. Oh, do I not get dice in the... Oh, looks like I don't get dice. Ooh, did it with the peasant!
Nice.
I thought the blocker would throw that one. No, peasant again.
Oh my gosh.
Bone Nash. Taking a nap.
He is. He's been working hard at doing nothing.
It's a tough job. Somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be a blitz. And it paid off.
Boom. All right. So it's just my opinion, but I think Flea is quickly losing control of this game. I don't know.
I think I lost control pretty early on. Let's not mix words here.
I'm gonna throw my professional Blood Bowl coach opinion out there and say it looks bad for the Lizardmen. Oh. Armor break there would have been amazing.
It would have.
Still got some options though. It's quickly just getting outmanned though. This is the problem with big strength teams that are, well, this one's not slow, I guess, but they have a ton of strength on it, and if you can start to remove it, it gets very hard for them to deal with other problems. Yeah, the Brets are down 1. Cool, Taki. Well, everybody's welcome. Like, this one's already off and running. I have other ideas for other things. Could just do a regular league, maybe, or... I just kind of was thinking about this format. Something I hadn't seen done before, right? So...
God.
Doug is on Xbox One. Oh, Doug, what are you doing? The only place to play Blood Bowl is on PS4. I'm sorry. But the Xbox One Blood Bowl community is like a shriveled up testicle that's been chopped off from cancer or something. Like, there's nobody out there as far as I hear. There's like one league, I think, that I see on Twitch for Xbox One. You probably know it. You're probably in it. It's like the only one I ever see. I can't remember that. Fable? I think it's Fable. The Fable League. That's the one I see for Xbox One all the time. But that's the only community I see. There's a bunch of leagues for PS4, though. No one told me that. Well, it's because there's nobody to tell you. Like I said, barely anybody plays on Xbox, so... Not this, but we're 2-1 over Xbox anyway. And then I think PC's like 5-1 or 6-1 over PS4, so... I just wonder if we're going to get the ladders like they have, like the Champions ladder and the Open ladder. I don't know if we're going to get those on consoles. Because I don't believe they have any plans for those to lead to, wow, rocked again.
Oh, not good.
I don't believe there's any plans to give, like, console players a championship every season like they're going to do for PC on the Cabal ladder,
No,
so...
It's not going to get any love for stuff like that.
And by that I mean, so we probably won't get the ladders then, is my point, because the Champions ladder makes no sense unless we're going to have a nice catch. The Champions ladder is going to have not going to have any point to it if we don't have a playoff and thing at the end. Although I guess they could, now that I think about it, because the reward is only that, like, that fans factor skill that they're going to get at the end, right, for a player. So maybe they might give it to us.
Well, I think it's going to be a different skill for every tournament if I read it correctly. It's not always going to be that.
Harry Warthog will not be happy until he can field a halfling team on here. And I agree. Halflings, when I started playing Blood Bowl 2 and I looked into all the other teams that could come, halfling probably piqued my interest the most because they just looked like the most ridiculous fun team because they're so underpowered. And to my voice sounding like I was one of the commentators during the World Cup, no, I was not asked to commentate anything. I was almost a non-entity when that was going on. And I doubt they would ask a console scrub to commentate on their PC World Championship, so... Although I do play on PC as well, but... Exactly, Anastaki. It's exactly right. That's the reason I'm playing Champions Ladder now back on PC. That's what pulled me back into PC, because it's the concedes that drive me crazy. I play Blood Bowl because I want to play a game. Like, I do understand there's certain situations where it's like, oh... Like, I played my last game, actually, my very last game on the ladder on PC. I'm playing a Norse team right now. I'm doing really well. I'm like 13-1-4 or 13-1-5 or something. I'm like the 4th highest Norse team on the ladder right now. If I would play more, if XCOM 2 hadn't come out, maybe I could take top spot and make a playoff with them, but it's probably not going to happen because I'm probably going to play too much XCOM. But I got my first pitch clear ever against the Skaven team by turn 6. I had removed his entire team from the pitch, and he just conceded. Like, I get it. It's kind of a dick move that he didn't let me get my touchdown first, because I would have just scored if he was going to leave. He could have just said, I'm going to bail. Because that's considered the polite thing to do now. If you're going to bail on somebody in one of these games on the Champions Ladder, you should let, if you're the one who's going to, if you're going to score, your opponent who's going to concede, they should let you have your touchdown first and then concede. So you get your SPP anyway. It's kind of a dick move to bail before they get their touchdown. Like, I get it. You don't want to play anymore? Fine. That's fine. But let me have my I worked for it. You know? I didn't just have a player appear in the end zone and then you fucked up and fumbled the ball all the way down to me. No, I had to go through you and do things to earn my touchdown. Let me have it. Then you can leave like a little bitch. And then we can both get on with our lives. Actually, funny story about my Norse team, too. I had 2 Alps. One, of course, was progressing normally. He's got block and mighty blow. The other one had 2 SPP in the game 1. And by game 16, he still had 2 SPP, so I fired him. So I'm only running 1 off, and it's more or less to keep my team value lower. Because now, obviously, that many games in, I've got some good pieces, so... My Yeti's amazing, except for the fact he doesn't have block. Obviously, he's got Mighty Blow to go with Claw, and now he's got Guard, and now he's got Break Tackle. Like, he's a level 4 Yeti, like, Jesus, he's just leveling machine. He's constantly getting injuries, and he's constantly getting MVPs, so... Darkest Dungeon, that's the other game I want to be playing right now, but I can't play, like, 3 games at once, so...
I haven't seen much on that one. What's it like?
If you love XCOM, you will love Darkest Dungeon. Like, it's
I've
dungeon
never played
crawling.
XCOM before.
Oh, well, dude, what's wrong with you?
I don't know.
But it's like, it's
I've been
turn-based.
watching you play, but
It's Blood Bowl, so it's turn-based, right? Dungeon crawling, role-playing, like, so you've got, like, your classes, like your bounty hunters and your... oh, let me think, it's been a while since I played. Clerics, there's occultists, there's the leper, there's a leper class. And it's like a 4-party team, and it's turn-based combat. Super heavy RNG, though, like, if... Now, I know you can take it because you play Blood Bowl, so when the RNG gets bad, you've been through it. So, Darkest Dungeon will be nothing new as far as that goes. But there can be some terrible, terrible situations that arise in Darkest Dungeon, and there's nothing you can do about it. You just get fucked. Yep, I have it on PC. I had it before it was actually released. I had it when it was in early access, but then it just started to fuck my laptop. It ran too hot, so I stopped playing it a long time ago, like before it was even released, and I was seriously looking forward to it on PS4. And it was all... My September was planned. Like, it was perfect, right? XCOM 2 was supposed to come out on September 6th. And then I heard Darkest Dungeon was supposed to come out on September 27th. I was like, that's perfect. That's 3 weeks like XCOM. And then I can jump in the Darkest Dungeon. And then XCOM went and fucking pushed the release date back to the 27th. And they both came out on the same day. It's just not fair. There's not enough hours in the day. Because Darkest Dungeon is you can play that for... That can go on for a long, long time, too. Dungeon campaign lasts... It's probably over... It's probably... Think like JRPG. It's probably like 40, 60 hours at least. Haven't played today. Week 17. Week 17? Week oh, in the game. And Darkest Dungeon. Oh, it goes by weeks? Okay. It's been a long time since I played. I just consider it like XCOM, right? Like you kind of... You start off in your town. You do your town management. Your like, AKA base management. Repair guys, do stuff, then you go do your dungeon run, that's like your mission, then you come home with the stuff you got, and you do more, like back and forth. It's kind of like, the format's a lot like XCOM. Killed 3 bosses, woo! But isn't there like now, like 3 levels of each boss, and there's like 5 bosses, so there's like 15 levels of bosses? And then the final boss, of course. There's a lot to that game, though. And don't worry, folks, it's on sale for PlayStation.
Don't kill my skink.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Don't do it. Okay.
I suppose I should focus on this game a little more instead of riffing on fucking other stuff that I can't play right now.
This game's about over.
Yeah, it looks like Jonah's got things firmly under control. But,
yeah.
With the skink, it's never over. You just gotta get that ball loose.
Yep. That's what I'm working towards.
Is that Croc's boneheaded? No?
What's that?
On my screen, it looked like he just ran through a tackle zone on the Crocs. But he couldn't have.
No, he ran around him because he's not boneheaded.
Yeah. I just see, on the animation, it looked like he went through the tackle zone. So I was like, what? Right, yeah, it's the same boss ramped up in difficulty, and there's like 3 levels to each boss. I believe.
Uh-oh. Looks like you're gonna try to take out my socks.
Well, he got it once before, so he's confident, right?
I know. Oh, Sail Dauntless. Oh.
Re-rolls it. Gets it. 2 SPP, looking for 4. No dice. Prehensile Tail is amazing. The Crocs is probably the best big guy in the game. He seems to have a combination of all the better stuff out there. He's the highest movement big guy, right? He's got 6 movement. Nobody goes that fast. Off the top of my head, I don't think anyway. Minotaur goes 6? I thought it only went 5. Okay, well the Minotaur could go 6. I'm not disputing it. I just always thought the Crocs was the fastest. Alright, but still, that means there's only 2 guys who go 6. Right? He's got 5 strength, which is the standard for big guys, right? Other than the exception of the tree and the death roll or whatever, right? But typically, he's oh. Still got the movement, though. He's got 1 agility, which, let's face it, big guys, you don't give a shit what their agility is, because you're never going to use them in the ball handle. So 1 or 2 makes no difference. And his AV's 9, which of course is awesome. It's tops, with the exception of a couple who have 10. So, and he's got 9.
I already came from this side of the field.
And like most big guys, he gets Mighty Blow. And Bonehead is probably the best negative trait, because just as long as you don't roll a 1, you can do whatever you want with him.
Oh yeah, Bonehead's a lot better than Wild Animal any day.
The Thick Skull is nice for keeping him on the pitch, and of course the tail is invaluable, because you just sit him in the middle of a big group of elves or something and they all get -1s. Makes them human. There's no other big guy that has that combination of skills that are that beneficial. Like, there's no shit skills. Like, you could argue Thick Skull is kind of trash, but it keeps him on the field as opposed to getting removed, so... That is true, Doug. Of course, we all have opinions, but because I'm on the mic talking about it, I'm not sharing your opinions with them. As those would be strategies. Gotta try and let them play their own game. Of course, if they have the stream up, they can figure all that out themselves.
Yeah, do it. Oh.
1, 2, 3, dead. 4, 6, 7, 8. Oh, so probably not enough. No, because the Blitz takes 1.
Good. You're gonna re-roll that, aren't you? I would.
You would, but he doesn't, and I'll tell you why he doesn't have to re-roll it, because he's got the lead and the ball, and he's on your side of the pitch. He can afford to not re-roll it. Like, it's not that crucial. Oh wow, that means Blitzer's... Yeah, Blitzer's gonna have sidestep now? Wow. There's so many options with them. If you like Bretonians or Lizardmen, you can go check out my series on YouTube, 20 games with... obviously the aforementioned Bretonians, and 20 games with Lizardmen. And the Bretonian series ended in a massive, massive display of injuries and deaths, and my team finally got dismantled after the amazing run they had. They set the record at 15 wins out of 20 games, and after that, they fell apart. I literally had every single blitzer get injured or dead in the last game. I lost them all. In fact, it was that game or the game before. It was an undead game in one of my final 2 games. And my blocker, Robert De Niro, died, got resurrected, and got my MVP. So my opponent got both MVPs. Although he doesn't actually get the 5 SPP for him. It's just funny. So yes, it can happen, folks. You can lose a game and your opponent can get both MVPs. If he resurrected your dead player. Oh, right, that's where I found Taki. Right, yeah. I played Taki in game 2. Of my Brett team. And apparently I destroyed his lizards with my Brets. Time runs out. Oh, he snuck it in. And he got it done.
Yep.
Oh, he re-rolled the Dauntless too. Alright, so it's skink magic or nothing. If I had to say, I'd probably think this game's come down to just the reroll management and just the huge advantage of having block.
Yeah, that block definitely works.
But you're always going to face that with a lizard team, right? So that's why it's always about those first games. Oh.
Can't get past these stuns, man.
I didn't hear what you said. What'd you say? Oh.
Well, I think you're gonna get that.
Well, no. Now that we've all heard him say it, Nuffle's gonna punish him. He's not just gonna injure him. He's gonna like give a minus strength to a blitzer or something. It's just ridiculous. It might as well be a death. Yeah, you're right, Taki. He probably should have, but I think he's resigned himself to the fact that it's over, and he's just looking for SPP. Because here's his chance to win. This guy has got a motor, I don't know how far down, but very, very far down. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's gonna be at least a GFI to come back all this way. He's gonna have to get the ball next turn. What happened there? I don't see anything. I don't know what happened there. No, this turn, yeah. Next turn, though, he could free the ball, in theory. And then run and pass. I'm not saying it's good. It's good. I'm just saying that was it. Red Lucy kisses the dirt. You look at this matchup and you don't think it's the Lizards who are going to get beat up as much, but that's what happened.
No kidding. They've been brutal.
I mean, the fact that there's only like one KO'd peasant over here is amazing. And that happened in the first half of the game, so...
Well, I had several of them KO'd the first half, but they basically all just got up.
No, you had two. You had 2 KOs, 1 got up. It's a GFI for the touchdown, or...
Are you sure it was the... Because I thought I took one guy out in that last turn that I had, and he's the one that stayed down. I thought all his guys got up.
No, it was only 2 KOs. 1 got up, 1 stayed down. It's just you made the foul, and you only got... You didn't even get a stun. You just got called for it, I think.
No.
I would do this. I would take this guy and boop, 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 boop. Stop. Oh, looks like he agrees. He read my mind. I literally just showed that to the chat. And they're good right where they are. Because see, at best he's going to do is clear this guy, right? And then that'll get... And you can't really, yeah, there's no good blitz in there. Because the downside is if you fail this, you just completely close that, but... Because it's all about forward momentum at this point. So maybe... Oh, never mind. That's gone.
Yeah.
I was gonna say he could clear...
Of course. Alright, well that's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good game, guys. I just saw a possible surf on the ball carrier. But this thing needed to work. He needed to get this guy down. He needed him for the blitz.
That's who I was trying to...
But that's a wrap. And there's the finish. 7 armor breaks versus 9. 2-0. 1 expulsion. 2 touchdowns. His armor breaks were like maddeningly just... He had 7 armor breaks and 2 were KOs and 3 were casualties. So only 2 were stuns. That's amazing. That's really good production. Whereas you had 9 armor breaks, 2 were KOs. That means you had 7 stuns. Your big guy did get your MVP, so that's good. Whoa! The Elder got 12 SPP.
Jeez.
There's the level.
Nice. Nice.
And let's see. Yeah, they controlled the ball. That sounds about right. You threw 47 blocks though, and you only got 2 armor breaks. That's 10
horrible.
Or not 2 armor breaks. 9 armor breaks, 2 KOs. So yeah, that's pretty. That's a little unfair. Whereas he threw 33 blocks.
Basically, just the MVP for SPP. That's it.
That's pretty tough. All right, so if you guys want to hang on for 2 seconds, I will go into league management on the stream and validate your games. Because I think I set it to manually validate for some reason. I kind of regret that now, but I'm here, so I can do it pretty quickly. Because there's no dispute about the finish, disconnects. Obviously, we were all here. It worked. So boom, there you go. Validated the match. Paladins of Hope have a level. What will he choose? I don't know. I don't think we can watch the level up. Could see it after the fact, I guess. Well, you can't use doubles anyway, so it's probably good that I'm here to remind everybody. Just remind each other. You can't take your doubles. Yeah, characteristics, yes. Doubles, no. Gotta stay in your lane for skills. Well, you don't have to decide right now, because obviously there's so many ways to go. It's so tough. Whoops. That's the safest route to go, because then you're not like Chaos or Lizards with no sure hands, right? So, out of the box. Alright, so we got our first level in the league, I believe. Because I don't think I got a level.
Team is dominating the Hall of Fame.
Well, come on now. It's been one game. It's
I
been
know,
one
but it's
game.
like all you. It's just you and the undead team. I don't think either one of us have anybody in it right now.
Well, to be fair, you just said you only got 5 SPP for...
Oh yeah, no, I didn't expect to see me in there at all.
Yeah, I've got no levels yet. And I played...
Well, it must not. The Hall of Fame must not be updated then, because if you've got no levels, his guy that just leveled up should be in the most experienced.
Oh yeah, easily. It doesn't
and
always...
He's not.
It doesn't update right away all the time.
Yeah.
But anyway, let me close this out. That's going to do it for the... Let's bring up the schedule page here. Yeah, for Paladins of Hope versus the Mojave Deathclaws, a.k.a. Bretonians versus Lizardmen. Week 1 matchup. PS Flea, any final thoughts?
Yeah, I gotta play better.
Yep. Yep, no argument here.
That was terrible.
And Paladins of Hope coach, Jonah, any final thoughts on your game?
It went pretty well and roll on smashing the Dark Elves.
Oh, is that next week? Is he throwing shade already? No, you don't got me next week.
I don't know actually.
No, I've got Flea next week. Flea's worst nightmare.
Oh, crap.
Week 2, Mojave Deathclaws versus Flea's worst nightmare. Yep, that's it.
I'm not looking forward to that at all.
I'm going for more than 5 touchdowns. All right, I'm just throwing it. No, I'm just.
Nice.
I'm not built to go for 5. I'm not built to go for 5. If I get 4, that's amazing. But I'm not high elves or wood elves, so don't expect anything that crazy. All right, but thanks for joining us all. Yes, thanks for joining us for the game in the PS4 Blood Bowl 2 Twitch Race War, because I had to have the name be so long and innocuous that I can't remember what it is half the time. But we'll see you next time, folks. Later.